2nd and 10 from the Minnesota 39-yard line.
Now, this is just not the style of offense that the Vikings have excelled at. And for the Seattle defensive line, they're smart. They know Teddy, if he sits in the pocket, has been sacked, which we cannot take one right now.
Yep.
This is going to be a ball, I think, out to Peterson in the flat. This is the way they've been setting it up. So
Adrian to the right of Teddy out of the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Kyle Rudolph without a catch today. Stands up to the right. The Seahawks blitz. Teddy back to pass. Pats the ball. Fires right. Incomplete.
There
Flag
it is.
on the play. Pass interference. Cam Chancellor. Say PI on 31 right now. Here we go.
Pass interference.
Yeah.
Number 31.
There we go.
Defense. Ball we placed at the front of the foul.
Yes.
First down.
In Seattle territory, Peter.
that's what we got to do. And that's, Chancellor and the rest of the team haven't had a lot of plays down the field, but it was a key block by Adrian Peterson up the middle.
Yeah.
That allowed. Now, let me say this. Chancellor, if he doesn't get that foul, Rudolph might still be running because they're putting everything up front. They're not worried about the throw or the run after the catch.
19-yard penalty. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 42, trailing by 1. Teddy shotgun, takes a low snap, fires right. Caught Kyle Rudolph. 35-30, 25-20, and Kyle's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That's what we call a cold-blooded connection on a very cold day for 24 yards. And it's 1st and 10 Vikings from the Seattle 18.
Paul, you are absolutely right. Teddy stepping up and firing a bullet outside, and Kyle Rudolph is just wearing out Cam Chancellor. But what a throw and catch on the far side in the sun. Now look at this game. It's changed completely. Now the Vikings are doing what? Keep the ball on the ground. Keep the clock running. Make Seattle use their timeouts. We're indefinitely in Blair Walsh position in field goal range. Now Adrian's going to have to take a bunch of this.
Timeout Vikings.
And hold on to the football. Not a bad call here by the Vikings at all, Paul.
Why?
I kind of like it because the clock wasn't running anyway. Huge play. Sidelines are excited. Everybody's fired up. You're changing personnel.
Greg.
You're bringing back Austin Shepard.
This is one thing that we didn't see the last time we were in the NFC Championship game. And this is not a knock, a shot at anybody. You take a coach that calls timeout, that gets the handle on the situation, reminding his players of what they need to do, what they can't afford to do. This is a great coaching moment in Mike Zimmer's history.
Hey, quick pause for station identification. This is Minnesota Vikings football. Blair Walsh has 5 game-winning field goals in his career. The Minnesota Vikings have not won a playoff game since 2009. The Seattle Seahawks lost their last road playoff game in 2012 at Atlanta. It's 10-9 Seattle with 1:26 to go in the game. Seattle with 2 timeouts, the Vikings with 1. Teddy Bridgewater's under center, 1 receiver right. Adrian Peterson the single set. 1st and 10 from the Seattle 18. Handoff Adrian, jump cut to the right. As Cam Chancellor goes to stripping the ball, the play is stopped after a gain of 2 yards.
And Seattle takes a timeout.
Seattle uses one of its 2 timeouts. It's so very difficult to beat these Seattle Seahawks. So difficult. A pass interference call for 19 yards on Cam Chancellor jump-started the Vikings offense. Kyle Rudolph with an amazing 24-yard catch and run where he went tap dancing down the sidelines to the 18-yard line, and that's where we are. 10-9 Seattle, 1:20 to go. Blair Walsh is 3 of 3 kicking field goals today. He's 1 of 1 kicking to the west. He hit it from 22 yards to start the scoring. Greg, those flags by Williams Arena, boy, they're blowing strongly right now.
Well, right now, Paul, it seems like the sun has even come out even brighter down on this end of the field. But the Vikings have to be smart. You take a shot maybe to the sideline or something like that, but ball possession is the most important thing.
2nd and 8 from the 16. Bridgewater under center. He hands it to Adrian, scoots up the middle, hit at the 15, holds onto the ball tightly with those unbelievably strong arms, and he's taken down at the 12. It's a gain of 4 yards, and Seattle stops the clock
30-second timeout.
for a final time today. The back-to-back NFC champions are on the ropes, courtesy of the NFC North champion Minnesota Vikings. It's 10-9 Seattle. Greg, what's Blair Walsh doing right now?
Well, right now, everybody just needs to stay away from Blair. He's going through his routine. He kicks a couple into the net. He and Jeff Locke are down talking about certain things. But that three-man operation of McDermott, Jeff Locke, and Blair Walsh, they are the best in the league. And right now, it's all probably going to come down to the foot of Blair Walsh. And the Walsh plan is worked to perfection.
Hey.
You know, the struggles that he had early in the year, he's worked through them. Right now, this is why you pay the little fella the big bucks.
Austin Shepard is in as an extra offensive lineman to the right of TJ Clemmings. On 3rd and 5 from the Seattle 13, trailing by 1. Bridgewater under center, gives it to Adrian, cuts to the left, sprints to the 10, cannot get the first down. Second effort gets him to the 7-yard line. Oh, or did he get the first down? It's very close. I don't believe he got it. Clock continues to run. 103, 102, 101, 1 minute.
And it comes down to a yard. He's a yard short. I was going to say.
Here we go.
That would have been, that's what you wanted, is if Adrian just took it on his shoulders and punched this thing into the end zone. But we're going to let this clock run down. You'll have about 25 seconds left to go. So,
Yep.
for Adrian, nice job coaching, keeping it between the hash marks. You got it right where you want to be. And Paul, I have to give a tip of the cap to this whole entire Vikings team to hang in there and battle the way they have. And how many times have we seen games where we needed it to end on the foot of the kicker? And this is we had a hard enough time doing that. Now this time we're going to end it on the foot of Blair Walsh. So let's go, baby.
26 seconds to go as the Vikings take a timeout. Trailing 10-9. Blair Walsh made the most field goals in the National Football League this season. That number, 34. He's made 3 today. Blair Walsh has 5 game-winning field goals to his credit, including 2 this year. He walked off a winner here against St. Louis and at Soldier Field. This will be a 27-yard try, for all intents and purposes, to knock Seattle out of the postseason. Kevin McDermott snaps. He's in his first year with the Minnesota Vikings. Jeff Locke holds. Blair Walsh from 27 yards left hash. Snap good, spot down. Walsh's kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it. Are you kidding me? The season can't end like that. He missed it left. And the Seattle Seahawks are off to Charlotte. Blair Walsh missed a 27-yard field goal, and the Minnesota Vikings are going to lose 10-9.
Well, sometimes you just rather be lucky than good. And for the Seattle Seahawks, they were lucky today. I mean, the defense played so well. The offense comes back. 2 big plays. You get us in field goal, but you can't get the ball any closer to take the shot, and you miss it. Wow.
He missed it left by a mile, by the way. Greg, how much of a difference does it make kicking the ball on the laces or not? Because Jeff Locke did not spin the ball, and instead Walsh kicked it squarely on the laces.
Paul, it does make a difference, but from that close, you should be able to punch it through. It is so unfortunate. This team is battle and battle, and only to lose it on the foot of Blair Walsh. It might take a long time for this team to recover from this type of a loss. I'm at a loss for words.